Welcome to DarrenDaily On Demand, your most trusted resource to help you become better every day. Today's episode is another special recap of this week's DarrenDaily Mentor Sessions. This dynamic recap was generated entirely by AI and features two hosts discussing the key principles and takeaways from the previous 5 Workday episodes of DarrenDaily. Now remember, if you aren't a member of the DarrenDaily community to receive every morning delivery of brand new episodes of DarrenDaily straight to your inbox, you can join over at DarrenDaily.com/join. Let's dive into the episode.
Feeling stuck? Like you're just going through the motions?
Yeah.
Well, this week we're going to unpack 5 days of DarrenDaily. We're talking escaping mediocrity and achieving true fulfillment. So let's unpack it.
Okay.
Starting with Monday's episode,
Monday.
which tackles this idea of the zone of average.
Oh, the zone of average.
Now, Darren argues that it's way more dangerous than we think.
Yes, way more dangerous.
It's that place where things aren't terrible, but they're not great either.
Right.
And that's the trap.
That's the trap.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so easy to just get comfortable and lose that drive for excellence.
You get lulled into this false sense of security.
Yes.
You know, think about companies like Kodak or Blockbuster.
Oh, those are good examples.
They were giants in their industries.
Totally.
But they failed to adapt. They failed to innovate because things seemed good enough at the time.
Like, why rock the boat?
Exactly. Kodak. They even invented the digital camera
No way.
back in 1975.
Get out.
But they didn't fully commit because their film business was still profitable.
Oh, that's so interesting.
And, well, we all know how that story ends. They become cautionary tales
They do.
of what happens when you get stuck in the zone of average.
Right. It's a good reminder for us. I mean, where are you settling for average in your life? It could be your job, a relationship, your health habits, anything.
Anywhere you're not feeling that spark.
Yes.
That spark of excitement.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Now, Tuesday's episode,
Okay.
it dives into why. Like, why do we settle?
Okay.
And it all comes down to this primal fear of rejection.
Oh, yeah, rejection. It's deep.
Think about it. Thousands of years ago,
Yeah.
being rejected from the tribe meant certain death.
Right.
So we evolved to crave approval.
It's hardwired into us. It's in our DNA.
Yeah.
It's fascinating, right?
For sure.
But here's where it gets interesting. Darren argues that seeking approval isn't a bad thing
Okay.
inherently.
Okay.
It becomes a problem when it's our primary motivation.
Oh, I see.
You
yeah,
see?
Yeah.
And then it leads to, inauthenticity,
Right.
people pleasing.
Being afraid to take risks.
And that's essential for growth.
Exactly. We need to be willing to put ourselves out there.
You got it.
It's like we're so worried about what other people think that we end up silencing our own voice and dimming our own light.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
Silencing our voice,
Yeah.
dimming our light.
And that keeps us stuck, right?
Exactly. Keeps us stuck in that zone of average. We don't rock the boat.
Don't speak our minds.
Right. We end up settling for good enough.
Instead of pushing for our full potential.
You got it.
So how do we break free from this?
Yeah. How do we break free from this approval addiction?
It's like an addiction.
It is.
Wednesday, Darren outlines 9 powerful practices to reclaim your autonomy.
9 powerful practices.
But first,
Uh-huh.
let's identify the problem.
Okay.
Darren calls them approval horrors.
Ooh. Approval horrors.
And some of these might hit a little too close to home.
I have a feeling they might.
Things like agreeing too much, pretending to know things you don't, saying yes constantly,
Oh, yeah.
fishing for compliments.
Oh, the classic. Fishing for compliments.
Oh, we've all been there.
Constantly posting selfies.
Yes.
Waiting for the validation. Dropping hints about how much you've achieved today.
Absolutely.
Come on. We've
Yeah.
all seen it.
Oh, totally. And it doesn't stop there. Apologizing unnecessarily, tolerating disrespect, comparing yourself to others, gossiping,
Yeah.
even procrastinating because you're afraid of judgment.
It's a long list. It's pretty extensive.
It is. It's pretty extensive.
But, we might not identify with all of them.
Right.
But it's a powerful exercise to consider which of these horrors show up in our own lives. Because once we're aware of them,
Yeah.
we can start to break free
We can start to break free.
from their grip.
Okay, so we've identified these approval horrors,
Uh-huh.
these sneaky habits that keep us playing small.
Right.
But how do we actually overcome them?
Yeah. How do we actually break free?
That's where these 9 elite practices come in.
Okay.
Darren lays these out in Wednesday's episode.
Wednesday, 9 elite practices.
And it's interesting, they're not all about like outward actions.
Right.
Some of them are really about shifting your inner mindset.
Inner game
Like that first one, know thyself.
Oh, know thyself.
Yeah. It seems so simple.
It does.
But so many of us, we're running around
Yeah.
trying to live up to other people's expectations.
Right. Other people's expectations.
And we've lost touch with our own values
Totally.
and what truly matters to us.
To us.
Right. It's like we're trying to fit into a mold that wasn't made for us.
It's not our mold.
No wonder we feel stuck.
Exactly.
So defining your own version of success,
Ooh,
that's huge.
that is huge.
But what about when you do put yourself out there
Uh-huh.
and you get rejected?
Oh, rejection?
It can be so discouraging.
It can.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, how do you deal with that?
Well, that's why Darren encourages us to actually love rejection.
What? Love rejection.
I know.
That sounds crazy.
It sounds counterintuitive, but hear me out.
Okay.
Each no is just feedback.
Okay.
It's not a reflection of your worth.
Okay.
It's just data.
Data. Okay.
It's a signpost pointing you closer to the right opportunities.
I like that. Reframing rejection as redirection.
Redirection, yeah.
It takes the sting out of it.
It does.
Right.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, now another practice that really resonated with me was stop giving a buck.
Stop giving a buck. That's a good one.
It's something, and I've noticed this. I've noticed older folks seem to have this mastered.
They do.
They just don't sweat the small stuff as much.
It's true.
Maybe there's a correlation there.
You know, I think as we get older, we realize that most things just aren't worth getting upset about.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
We've learned to pick our battles,
Pick your battles.
and we're less concerned with what other people think.
Mm-hmm.
There's a certain freedom
Freedom. Yeah.
that comes with that.
It's like they've earned the right to not care.
They have.
Now, I think these 9 practices, they're a great starting point.
Yeah.
Which ones really jumped out at you as something that you could start implementing today?
For me, it's speak my mind and stand up for myself.
Oh, those are good ones.
Yeah, you know, I've been guilty of holding back my opinions for fear of rocking the boat.
About rocking the boat, yeah.
I'm realizing that authenticity
Authenticity, yeah.
and healthy boundaries
Boundaries.
are so crucial for both personal and professional growth.
Absolutely. It's about having the courage to be yourself, even when it's uncomfortable.
Even when it's uncomfortable. Yeah.
Now, Thursday's episode,
Thursday.
it brought in a big name.
Ooh, who's that?
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan. Okay.
And, you know, Darren shared this anecdote about how intensely committed Jordan was,
Yeah.
even off the court.
Oh, wow.
Like, he once destroyed his friend's Puma gear
No way.
just because he was so loyal to Nike.
Get out of
He
here.
was like, you cannot ride the fence.
You can't ride the fence.
Talk about dedication.
It's intense.
But the point here, it goes beyond sneakers, right?
It does. It goes beyond sneakers.
It's about making a decision and committing to it fully.
All in.
Jordan's success wasn't just about talent. It was about relentless dedication and an unwillingness to settle for anything less than excellence.
Less than excellence, yeah.
And that applies to every area of life.
Every area.
Whether it's your career, your relationships, your personal growth, are you all in
Yeah.
or are you riding the fence?
That's the question.
Right, because that indecision,
Yeah.
that lack of commitment, it seeps into everything.
It does.
So where are you riding the fence in your life?
Where am I riding the fence?
Maybe it's putting off a tough conversation or sticking with a job that's no longer fulfilling.
That's a good one.
You know,
Yeah.
what would it look like to get off the fence?
To get off the fence and just make a firm decision.
Yes, and make a firm decision.
That's powerful.
That's a powerful question to ponder.
It is, because when we're constantly second-guessing ourselves and hedging our bets,
Right.
we're not giving anything our full energy.
We're not.
We're diluting our efforts.
Diluting our efforts.
And we're just creating internal conflict.
Internal conflict, yeah. So this week, I think the challenge is to pick one area where you're going to get off the fence.
Get off the fence.
And make a bold move.
Make a bold move. I like that.
What will it be?
What will it be? I don't know. That's a good question.
And now, finally, on Friday, Darren introduces this really thought-provoking concept.
Okay.
What if we all had Yelp reviews?
Yelp reviews.
As humans.
Yelp reviews as humans.
Imagine that.
That'd be interesting.
Like a constant feedback loop on how we're showing up.
Ooh, constant feedback loop.
In the world.
Yeah, in the world.
Would people be leaving 5-star reviews for your kindness?
For your kindness, yeah.
Your helpfulness?
Your helpfulness.
Your overall humanness?
Your overall humanness, yeah.
Or would you be getting some less than stellar feedback?
Ooh, some 1-star reviews maybe.
Oof, yeah. I don't know if I want to know.
It makes you think, right?
It really does make you think.
It makes you think twice about how you treat others.
Absolutely.
Even in the smallest interactions.
Yes.
Because you never know who's writing your human Yelp review at any given moment.
Exactly. It's like a reminder to always be putting your best foot forward.
Best foot forward, yeah.
But here's the thing. Darren also acknowledges that there will always be haters.
Haters gonna hate.
Right. People who criticize, people who disapprove, no matter what you do.
It's true.
So the key is to not let those negative reviews define you.
Right. Not let those negative reviews
You
define
have
you.
to please everyone.
You can't.
And trying to do so is a recipe for exhaustion and frustration.
Exhaustion and frustration, yeah.
But the goal isn't to achieve like a perfect human Yelp review.
No.
It's to strive for excellence and kindness in a way that feels authentic to you.
To you, I like that.
That's what matters.
It is.
So I love that it's about finding that sweet spot
Mm-hmm.
between self-improvement
Self-improvement.
and self-acceptance.
And self-acceptance, yeah.
So think about it.
Yeah.
What would your ideal human Yelp review say?
Ooh, what would my ideal human Yelp review say?
What qualities would you want to be known for?
What quality?
How do you want to be remembered? It's a pretty powerful exercise, right?
It is.
Makes you think about the legacy you want to leave behind.
Absolutely. And it all ties back to those 9 elite practices for breaking free from approval addiction.
Yes.
Those are really the foundation for building a life where you're not constantly seeking that validation from external sources.
It's funny. We were talking about older folks
Yeah.
seeming to have this stop giving a buck attitude down.
Right.
Do you think maybe it's because they've spent years putting these practices into action?
I think there's definitely a connection there. As we gain wisdom and experience, we start to shed those layers of insecurity and self-doubt.
Yeah.
We become more comfortable in our own skin, and we're less concerned with what other people think.
It's like they've earned the right to be themselves unapologetically. Now, one practice that we haven't touched on yet is the no a-hole rule.
Oh, the no a-hole rule, yeah.
I love this one.
It's a good one.
It's a simple but powerful reminder that we don't have to tolerate toxic or negative people in our lives.
It's about setting boundaries
Yeah.
and choosing to surround yourself with people who are supportive,
Yes.
uplifting,
Yes.
inspiring. Life is too short to spend it with energy vampires.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Now, another practice that can be tough to master
Yeah.
is stop comparing ourselves.
Ah, yes, the comparison trap.
Oh, it's so easy to get caught up in it, especially with social media.
Social media makes it so hard.
Right.
Yeah.
Constantly bombarding us with everyone else's highlight reel.
It's not even reality half the time.
It's not. It's a curated version of reality. It's not the whole picture. And comparing ourselves to others is just a recipe for feeling inadequate and discouraged.
Absolutely. Comparison is the thief of joy.
Oh, so true.
It really is.
So true. Instead of focusing on what other people are doing.
Yeah.
What if we shifted our attention to our own progress and celebrated our own unique journey?
I love that. Celebrate our own unique journey. That's where it's at.
Yeah. So as we wrap up this deep dive into Darren's wisdom, what are some key takeaways that you'll be carrying with you?
For me, it's the importance of defining your own version of success, embracing rejection as redirection, and surrounding yourself with positive and supportive people. And of course, stop giving a buck.
Love it. Those are all fantastic. And, it's inspiring to think that we have the power to shape our own human Yelp reviews.
We do.
We can choose to be the kind of people who leave others feeling better after interacting with us.
Every interaction is an opportunity
It is.
to practice kindness, to share our gifts, to make a positive impact on the world.
So listeners, if you're feeling stuck in the zone of average or struggling with approval addiction, remember that change is possible. It starts with awareness, followed by action. Pick one of these practices and start implementing it today. You might be surprised at the positive ripple effects it creates in your life.
And remember, the journey to excellence is ongoing. There's always room for growth and improvement.
So keep learning, keep growing, and keep striving to become the best version of yourself.
That wraps up today's episode of DarrenDaily On Demand. We hope this special AI-powered recap gave you some valuable insights. If you're ready to continue leveling up and becoming better every day, make sure you join Darren Hardy and thousands of high achievers over on DarrenDaily. Visit DarrenDaily.com/join to get free daily mentoring that will keep you focused and moving forward. Thanks for listening.